Thank you, Phil, board members, residents, especially all the guests that come from all these other neighborhoods. It's really neat to see a larger community here at this thing. Thanks for spending the time to hear this, and thank you, Bud and Izzy, for coming tonight as well. I want to have to bounce over a couple things, but still stole a little bit of my thunder with the bio. But I am a sixth-generation Texan, born and raised in San Antonio. I lived most of my life in District 10. I have deep roots here. My parents live in District 10. My grandparents spent 50 years in District 10. I have aunts, uncles, and cousins in District 10. My sister lived in District 10. We started a business in 1964 in District 10, and it stayed for 40 years, and we still have the residual properties from that business. So I'm deeply rooted and care significantly about this district, and we're here to stay. The question, there's three things we really need to get to tonight, and that for you to leave with, and from each of us, why do you want to do this job? Yeah, that's question number one, and that's the question I get asked more than any other. First off, are you crazy? Why do you want to do this job? But why do you want to do it? That's something that needs to be answered. The second is, why do you believe as a candidate that you have the best qualifications and you would be the best person for this job? That's an important thing. And third, what are your priorities? And so I'm going to try to get through those questions on the front end so that it's easier on myself. But I think you should look for that through all of us. If you leave with those three things, I think it's been a good meeting. So again, you know my history in District 10. I was born and raised here. I have two children, teenage children, and a wife who will be celebrating our 20th anniversary coming up this June, if she doesn't kill me first because I'm doing this. Why do I want to do this? Well, I have a deep history, and our family believes, and always has been, a belief of giving back to the community. San Antonio has been very, very good to us. We've been involved in civic organizations, and I have a special, unique time, place, energy to be able to serve and do this job. I've got family support. I've got what I believe you'll see as a good background for the job. So I felt it was my time to step up, and I appreciate the other candidates doing the same. I mean, it is a 60, sometimes 80-hour-a-week job. You lose your weekends, you lose your nights. You can be at a 7 a.m. breakfast and a 12:30 p.m. All-night budget session. So it's an intense, very difficult job. So you kind of got to see a sense of why I want to do it. You know, why do I think I'm qualified? I've got three, what I call pillars, that I believe lend themselves to the job. I have strong neighborhood experience and homeowner experience. I have a strong business background, and I also have civic, I've been involved in civic endeavors for a long time, so I want to touch on each of those. I was involved in 4 separate homeowner associations within District 10, 2 of them as president. I have been in the trenches. I have fought against bad zoning cases. I have led fights against subsidized public housing intruding into neighborhoods. I understand CPS. I understand SAW. I've done analysis of the rates, how they target individual homeowners at the expense of, they target us and they really don't ever touch, you know, industrial or commercial or business. Everything always seems to be about the homeowner. So I fought those fights, will continue to fight them on behalf of the owner. Two, I have an extensive business background. I had a 20-year career in the food brokerage business. It was a family business. The last 10 years of that, we started at about, 10 years ago, we were about 100 employees. When we sold that company, it was close to 1,000 employees. So I have an understanding of how to manage personnel. I know how to manage. I know how to work with a budget. I understand making a payroll. And more importantly, I understand contract negotiation, which anybody who's been here for the last 20 years and read the newspaper going, how did we do that? I understand how that happens. So hopefully that is something that I can bring to council that would be beneficial. Finally, I've been involved in civic organizations. I've done stints with the San Antonio Parks and Recreation Department. I've been on the Austin Highway Revitalization Project, which I believe will be a huge experience as we try to tackle the issues around Care and Vital. I've also been in more civic endeavors such as the San Antonio Food Bank and State Bar of Texas Grievance Committee. So really, I think I've got a good background that would be beneficial. I hope that you feel the same way before the night's over. Finally, what are my priorities? And has anybody here ever heard the term, all politics is local? No, never? No. Okay. I'm learning that it's very local. In fact, city council is about as local as it gets. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch the most top line level and I'll go a little bit deeper. Philosophically, I am fiscally conservative. That's not surprising with a business background. I want to watch where every dime goes. I'm focused on the city paying attention again to the taxpayers and homeowners. We're the ones that provide the revenue and drive the budget. We need to be at the table when they talk about tax increases, rate increases, fee increases, or service declines. So I'll be watching that. The other thing is we need to, I want the city to be focused on the basics. We have to do the basics right first. And the basics are police, fire, EMS, streets, drainage, waste management. And too often it seems like the city has gotten outside of those parameters and they lose focus. We need to refocus them. Fine to do other things, but until those basic services are correct and well administered, you won't be happy. You won't be calling me about arts, you'll be calling me about potholes and traffic lights that need to be installed and streets that need to be widened. So that's those are kind of the basics that I want to get to. At a local level, and I want to test the theory about all politics are local. Who of you here views as one of their top priorities the expansion of Redland Road to 1604? Mario in the back. Okay, let's try another one. What about the fact that Terrell Heights is worried about redistricting and being thrown in District 2? Nobody. Nobody. What about airplane noise abatement programs in Northwood? Well, oh, there's one right there. Okay, it's my staffer. She lives there.